Okay, so since I've actually haven't done this in a while, and I'm really freaking nervous because this is like the first time I've ever, excuse me, had proper setup and actual proper audio quality to actually do this, and I need to stop shaking it so much. Um, Basically, this is, I forgot which, it's a vlog. We'll just reopen it. We'll just do it that way. But I've been away from YouTube for a while. There are things that I couldn't quite understand because, well, not understand, but more than anything was, I'm nervous if you can't tell. Freaking poor class family, you can't afford much of anything, especially with stuff that with really good audio and good video. And so I figured I'd start it now since I've got the encouragement of my boyfriend, which I am living with, and he's encouraging me. But I'm still freaking nervous. So this is this is probably going to be the end result. Um, Basically, just to catch up with my life, I I recently lost my grandmother. It was about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I guess. Um, she passed on October 5th, my brother's birthday, and um, from what I could understand, from what my family has told me and everything, that basically not only did she have problems with her liver, which caused other problems like renal failure, and she's had a lot of things wrong with her before she passed, and freaking she just, it's annoying me. She pretty much she passed peacefully. She didn't have many any problems with passing. She didn't have no pain. Um, Basically, about maybe about a year beforehand, she was in and out of hospitals. She had water on her liver, or surrounding her liver, anyways. And so she had to go like every once in a while to go get paracentesis done, which is basically where they tap into the liver and drain what is off the water off the liver. And every once in a while, she started having these sort of like altered mind states, what they told us, but it was because of the ammonia level in her bloodstream, where her body wasn't able to filter it out as well, so she had to take this nasty um, this nasty liquid called lactulose, and it kind of had the consistency of like cough syrup. And so basically, she basically ended up having to take that, and the person who was supposed to be caretaking after her um, wasn't exactly who we thought she would be. She didn't quite have the training behind it, and nobody thought to check on that except me, and I didn't have enough resources to try and see until it was too late. And I guess it's really kind of messing me up, but it messed my brother up a little bit more. Um, the last time she went into the hospital, they said that she could have gotten a liver transplant, but seeing as she didn't want to take the liver from me or my brother because, or at least half a liver from me or my brother if we were matches, because we're so young. I'm 21, almost 21, anyways. I'm 20 years old and Andrew's 19, and she didn't want to do that. I have enough problems as it is medically wrong with me that I don't think she wanted to add any more to it. But she didn't. She didn't get the process done proper, and she waited till the very last minute to decide this. But she wanted to wait till Grandpa was home so she could fully discuss it with him. Grandpa's a truck driver, so he's on the road a lot. And freaking 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 found out that by the time she she fell about 4 months back, she broke her hip really bad, and she had surgery for to put it back into place, and she couldn't walk there for a while. Um, but we started seeing a decrease in her mobility and just her being awake and eating. And so it's kind of sad when you have to go and see that. But she's probably the first one that I actually had left in my broken family. She was the only grandparents basically, that were still in my life, who were alive. And she started, I moved in with my boyfriend about like August, and I had officially moved in. Basically, things started going more downhill for her. 5 more instances where she had to go to the hospital because of the altered mental state. And I kind of blamed the woman who was supposed to be taking care of my grandmother to prevent these incidents from happening. She was supposed to be taking lactulose on a regular basis. She was supposed to have insulin on a regular basis, because towards the end her blood sugar just went haywire and she didn't eat much for it to cause that much. And basically in September, she had another incident where she had to go to the hospital, but she didn't stay. So she went back home after being checked out in the ER. And then friggin' October comes around, towards the last week of September, we get news that Grandma has less than a year to live. And I thought, okay, I'll go see her more. I need to see her more. I can't keep getting busy with all this other stuff and go, I can't do that right now because I hate seeing people like that. Especially people I love. And seeing her where she just lays in bed, her muscles are atrophying. She's not looking too good. Basically in the last week of her life, she had got a drainage tube put in from her liver, and that was to help drain her liver instead of going into the hospital and getting it drained. And basically, and then we had like first of October, we find out that she has less than a week to live. And I thought, shit, do we really not have that much time left? I mean, I was behind in school because of all of her accidents and going to try and help her when my mom couldn't. And freaking helping her get up, and basically I was doing the caretaker's work and freaking and on the second I went over and she was awake. She was she was in the living room. She was smiling. She was having conversations. She actually was still slightly confused, but she wasn't too far gone to know what I was talking about. And I go back the next day and I'm told that she had fell out of bed and was laying on the ground asleep. And it really broke my heart because she could have gotten really, really hurt. And nobody was watching her. But she, and from that day forth, she just slept. She didn't, she didn't say much after that. She didn't say full sentences. She didn't. They got a hospital bed. They put it in the living room so when people came to visit, they could sit next to her. And I could see more and more of her wasting away. Her face started getting more skeleton-like. She started leaving her mouth open more. She had a hard time breathing. And I tried to distract myself from seeing, just watching her start basically dying. And that's when we found out that she didn't. On the 5th, I had went to bed late, and I had heard my phone go off, and it was my brother trying to contact me, but I was just so freaking tired. I didn't go to bed until almost 2 because I was trying to get that image out of my mind. Freaking I was sleeping in bed with my boyfriend, and he gets a phone call, and I felt slightly agitated because I'm trying to sleep. But he hands the phone over to me, and my mom goes, "Sarah, I'm sorry, but Grandma's gone." And I went, "What? No, she can't be gone." Freaking, my boyfriend had to work at 5, and he had a freaking staff meeting, and we got up at 4:30 and we headed over to my grandma. And she was on the hospital bed, not breathing. And all I could think of was all the times that I regretted not saying, hey, I love you. I wish I could stay longer, but I have to get on school. I have to do things. I have to help mom. And freaking after we got back home after the coroner or the funeral home took her away to go be cremated. Freaking all I could think about was an old Native American proverb from what because my grandma you took one look at her and you could tell she had Native American blood. And all I could think about was that quote. And right after, I just remembered looking up at the sky, trying to find the moon to give me some center. And I looked up, and a star fell. And all I could think about was the proverb. When a person dies, they return to their star, and then they leave the sky. And all I could think of is, she's gone. She's really gone. I haven't been over to my grandparents since that day because I can't go over there and not see her. Because it just seems more empty without her there. Pause that moment, please.